Thanks for checking out this video series for Art Tech Play. Super glad Collusion invited me to get involved and share. I want to give you an insight into my world of walkabout projection performance and how it's naturally evolving into interactive installations using hand gesture. Walkabout projection performances started off as an experiment to take visuals off the screen and desire to bring street art alive outdoors. Utilizing portable video projection system and battery packs with no need for cables or screens is a uniquely flexible projection kit. Triggering simple video loops via media player was the initial way of playback. Applications included performance, theatre, wayfinding, info sharing. My biggest questions about the performances, even while in the middle of performance, are always how do I do it and what equipment is used. Early kit incarnations were very bulky, heavy and clumsy to use. Battery packs started off as 2 motorcycle battery and inverter in a backpack. Next came a custom camera battery belt with clip-on batteries. These were wired up to an inverter resting behind the shoulder for balance. The original projector weighed 5 kg, so 2 arms needed to keep steady on camera shoulder mount for any length of time. The silhouette of wearing the kit went from Ghostbusters to Batman, both fairly painful and exhausting to wear for more than 1 hour at a time. Coincidentally, some of my early performance appearances at 93 Feet East on Brick Lane and festivals like Glastonbury and Latitude had something in common. I kept being spotted by Marcus Lyle, who co-makes Chemical Brothers visuals and videos with Adam Smith. Eventually, Marcus contacted me to chat and asked to use my walkabout projection kit in the 2012 Chemical Brothers live album and concept film called Don't Think at the Fuji Rocks Festival, Japan. Obviously, I said yes. Luckily, I got invited to the film preview in Leicester Square, which was fun. There was a drinks trolley and people dancing in the aisle, which really helped make it feel even more as an immersive experience. This was a fantastic first major exposure for the Walkabout Projection project. I was a big fan of the music, and especially the visual shows, which I had seen 3 times in 1 year not long before. I'll read a sentence from a review of the film, which I think sums it up nicely. By adding avant-garde, magic realistic moments where trippy visuals leave the screens and invade the open spaces of the festival, Don't Think undergoes a transformation from concert film to fully immersive document of one of the most mind-bendingly psychedelic live shows ever seen. From university research days and through my VJ club residencies, I've always enjoyed watching technology evolve to see how I could utilize in projects. Piccolo Peter introduced himself one night while I was performing visuals in an underground party. He was already making cutesy 3D characters, which he programmed his own games for Game Boy type devices. I immediately thought that would be amazing to take these creatures outdoors with walkabout projection and control like playing a video game. We had to wait a few years sadly, so had to make do with video playback loops to start. As technology finally caught up with our imagination, it was a short leap creatively to incorporate into walkabout projection. We were able to add Unity real-time game engine and leap motion gesture hand control to create the Harajuku Zoo collaborative performance. The projector now only weighs half a kilogram. These cutesy Harajuku Zoo characters are manipulated magically by hand gestures to allow real-time interactions like digital puppets. Documenting the performance proved difficult initially, as projection and low light was tricky to capture on available cameras. Eventually meeting cinematographer Michele was fortuitous. Owning a recently released Sony A7S camera and confident in these difficult situations, he captured the performance amazingly well. The video got launched on Vice, the Creators Projects site, for maximum exposure, where it really showed the potential of projected AR, projected augmented reality without a phone screen. The imagery was so well documented for the time that multiple people were trolling me in the comments saying it was faked and couldn't be done, which I thought was the best compliment. Meet Smiley Spaceman, the most recent character for the installation we created for exhibitions just before lockdown number 1. Viewed at the No Boundaries show at Truman Brewery and Mars and Beyond exhibition, Barge House, Oxo Tower. Marius Freakpixels from Playlabs, who is an expert in Unity Games Engine development, took on board my previous experiences and requests from Walkabout Projection to set up a new Unity backend that I'm able to update myself, encouraging me to learn and to go deeper into games engines and 3D. Now I can update the characters and audio to make bespoke experiences and test ideas, which give me more freedom and creativity. For almost a month at Mars and Beyond exhibition, Smiley Spaceman danced on the moon, inspired by the anniversaries of Apollo moon landing and acid rave culture. Singing 90s Babylon Zoo track Spaceman, featuring heavy distorted guitars and metallic robotic sounding vocals, capturing the attention of young and old. I resisted fixed position installations initially, as I wanted to keep pushing the concept of making the performance walkabout. Several things fell into place, and it made sense for this character to be static, because he was dancing on the moon, spaced out. I'm excited for future innovations and for all of the kit to be smaller and more powerful, including the projectors, mini PC, battery pack, and other gesture tracking controllers. This direction works well for zero contact and socially distant art and light festival installations.
Thanks so much for watching. Hope that sparked some creative thoughts and inspirations. It was really good to share my process. Feel free to check out more projects with Walkabout Projection and my creative endeavors, or ask questions via Instagram, PrickImage. Check out the other videos in the Collusion Art Tech Play series for more great insights.